You got rich dudes pissing in their pants right now.
Welcome to WatchMojo, and today we're counting down plot points from the biographical film Dumb Money that remained faithful to the GameStop short squeeze, as well as the dramatic liberties taken. Spoilers for the movie. And reality.
On Wall Street, GameStop is the latest battleground between the financial elite and small investors.
Number 10. Keith Gill's background. Right. Although the filmmakers tried contacting Gill, the financial analyst who sparked the short squeeze maintained his privacy. Based on public records, though, the movie's portrayal of Gill is mostly spot on.
Yo, what up, everybody? Roaring Kitty here. I'm gonna pick a stock and talk about why I think it's interesting, and that stock is GameStop.
Going by Roaring Kitty on YouTube and DFV on Reddit, Gill initially invested $53,000 in GameStop. Often sporting a red headband and adorning his background with spreadsheets, Gill drew social media to the stock.
They're definitely close to burning cash right now. We don't need to get into the specifics.
At the time, Gill was working for Mass Mutual, resigning on January 28, 2021. He's also an avid runner, as the film depicts, setting track and field records at Stonehill College, although it's unclear if he ever ran naked. Gill's investment peaked at $48 million, but his net worth has been estimated at $30 million since leaving the public eye.
It is true that my investment in that company multiplied in value many times. For that, I feel enormously fortunate. I also believe the current price of the shares demonstrates that I've been right about the company.
Number 9. Redditors Only Targeted GameStop. Wrong. The subreddit Wall Street Bets became synonymous with GameStop, drastically raising the struggling retailer's stock. While the film revolves around this shock squeeze, Wall Street Bets took interest in a few other companies that had been hit hard.
What Wall Street Bets, which is really driving this, what they've done, that's a site on Reddit, what they've done is target large short positions.
5 days after Redditors jumped on the GameStop bandwagon, they attempted to give AMC the same treatment. In late May 2021, AMC exceeded GameStop as Wall Street Bets' most popular stock.
AMC, the cinema operator, their shares rose 800%.
Bed Bath & Beyond, BlackBerry, Nokia, and Tootsie Roll are just some of the other brands that have been impacted by the meme stock phenomenon. It made sense for Dumb Money to focus on GameStop, which started this trend and has shaken up Wall Street the most.
How much did we make today?
$5 million.
How much did we lose today?
$1 billion. You got rich dudes pissing in their pants right now.
If these other short squeezes are any indication, though, GameStop was only the tip of the iceberg. Number 8. Steve Cohen's Pet Pig. Right. Vincent D'Onofrio plays Steve Cohen, owner of the New York Mets and founder of the hedge fund Point72.
Retail traders have hooked into GameStop. I think they think it's a good investment.
Along with fellow hedge fund manager Kenneth Griffin, Cohen invested in Gabe Plotkins' Melvin Capital amid the GameStop short squeeze. It seemed like pocket change to Cohen, who is depicted as so loaded that he feeds his pig table scraps. Indeed, Cohen had a pet hog named Romeo, who he let roam around his 35,000 square foot, 30-room Connecticut mansion. Romeo was basically a family member, even having his own room. However, the 150-pound pig reportedly got so large that Cohen sent him to live in a Florida animal sanctuary in 2015. Although this was about 6 years before the movie's events, Romeo still lived better than most people. Number 7. Gill's sister passed away. Right. As the film depicts, Keith Gill was married with a young child when the GameStop saga commenced.
Yeah.
We're like really f***ing rich.
He has a brother named Kevin, who did work for DoorDash, although he denies ever stealing Keith's car. Keith and Kevin lost their sister Sarah Gill on June 25, 2020 at age 43. The movie mentions that her death was unexpected, but it doesn't delve into how Sarah died. This information is notably omitted from Sarah's obituary. Her family likely wanted to keep these details private, with the filmmakers respecting their wishes.
And I don't have anything to say before we kick things off, except I dedicate this first stream to my sister.
What we can tell you is that Sarah worked as a high school disability support paraprofessional and cashier. Dumb Money also neglects to mention that Sarah left behind 3 kids, who now live with her parents. Number 6. The Piggly Wiggly story. Right. While GameStop marked a significant chapter in Wall Street history, it wasn't the first time that David took on Goliath.
It's like, yeah, we're the dumb money, and we're coming for you.
In 1923, Wall Street staged a bear raid against the supermarket chain Piggly Wiggly. Founder Clarence Saunders sought to increase Piggly Wiggly's price by purchasing much of the company's stock, taking out a $10 million loan. Within a few months, the stock went from $39 to $124. Although Saunders had seemingly beaten Wall Street, the New York Stock Exchange intervened, suspending and later permanently blocking trading of Piggly Wiggly stock. This allowed the short sellers to recover while Saunders fell into bankruptcy. In Dumb Money, Gabe Plotkin applies the story to GameStop, confident it will meet the same fate.
Word on the street is they're drowning.
Oh, that's crazy. We're doing great.
The difference? Reddit didn't exist back then. Number 5. Only the little guys benefited from the short squeeze. Wrong. Dumb Money is presented as a story about lower and middle class investors sticking it to the 1%.
A lot of people feel the system is broken. The whole idea of the stock market is if you're smart and maybe with a little luck you can make your fortune. Certainly not anymore. There's no hope for the little guy.
While the GameStop short squeeze was a win for the little guy, a few titans also came out on top. Taking notice of GameStop's rising stock, 9 bigwig investors got in on the action. By January 2021, Vanguard Group had 5.3 million shares, BlackRock had 8.6 million shares, and Fidelity had 9.5 million shares. Chewy co-founder Ryan Cohen alone owned 9 million shares, more than any other individual.
His investment of $76 million, now worth $1.3 billion.
That same month, the 9 investors grossed a combined total of roughly $16 million, about 3/4 of GameStop's market value. Dumb Money is a rags to riches story.
GameStop creating more than $2 billion in wealth for its biggest shareholders.
But for some, it was a riches to more riches story. Number 4. Gabe Plotkin's tennis court. Right. The film opens with Plotkin hoping to destroy the mansion next door and make way for a tennis court.
Wall Street is betting that this company is gonna fail. And if it fails, these hedge fund assholes make a shit ton of money.
As the GameStop situation escalates, the tennis court becomes the least of Plotkin's worries. On January 28, 2021, at the height of the short squeeze, it was reported that Plotkin spent $44 million on neighboring Miami Beach houses with aspirations to knock down one for an additional $12 million.
He's very comfortable and very wealthy.
I don't have that big a wine collection.
Yeah, it's huge.
He's making hundreds of millions of dollars off of the collapse of institutions and companies.
In addition to the tennis court, Plotkin planned to build a foot cabana and a playground for his kids. The GameStop short squeeze could not have come at a worse time. In a month, Plotkin's hedge fund lost almost $7 billion, more than half its value.
Melvin Capital is now out of the stock. They got out of the stock, from what I understand, yesterday afternoon. I just got off the telephone with Gabriel Plotkin, who runs that firm. They've taken a rather huge loss.
Plotkin announced Melvin Capital's closure in 2022, founding Tallwoods Capital that same year. Number 3. Robinhood blocked buy option. Right. Vlad Tenev and Beju Bhatt co-founded Robinhood, a financial service that was commonly used during the GameStop short squeeze.
We saw that this was coming to retail as well. The same sorts of efficiencies that institutions have enjoyed over the past 10 years will come to retail investors, and we wanted to be the company that actually brought that change.
Robinhood was at the center of controversy on January 28, 2021, when the company blocked users from buying more GameStop stock.
We made the decision in the morning to limit the buying of about 13 securities on our platform.
The film omits a few details, as Robinhood also blocked purchases of AMC, BlackBerry, and Koss, among other companies that Redditors were boosting. Robinhood wasn't the only stock trading platform that halted purchases either, with interactive brokers doing the same.
What you're suggesting is that you need to remake the whole system because the system has been remade by these high-frequency traders, which have therefore perverted the market in some way. Is that right?
So I'm saying that the system is remaking itself.
Nevertheless, Dumb Money gets to the root of the irony that Robinhood essentially robbed from the poor to benefit the rich. It was also around this time that Wall Street Bets was banned for, quote, hateful and discriminatory content, although the subreddit has since returned. Number 2, Gill's followers. Wrong. Gill attracts a legion of small investors. America Ferrera plays Jenny Campbell, a nurse struggling to keep a roof over her family's heads.
If he's in, I'm in.
If he's in, I'm in.
Anthony Ramos is Marcus Barcia, a GameStop employee with an obnoxious boss. The film also stars Talia Ryder and Myha'la Herrold as Harmony and Riri, two college girlfriends eager to knock Wall Street down a peg.
I love this guy.
Ferrera's character draws some parallels to Kim Campbell, a nurse mentioned in Ben Mesrick's The Antisocial Network. Other than this, Gill's followers in Dumb Money are either composite characters or fictionalized.
I love you!
While not every supporting character is real, each brings something relatable to the story. If you got in on the GameStop short squeeze, chances are you'll see yourself in at least one of these characters. Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure you go into your settings and switch on notifications. Number 1. The Congressional Hearing. Right. The House Financial Services Committee eventually got involved in the GameStop short squeeze, holding a virtual hearing on February 18, 2021.
You have to testify before Congress. The game has changed.
While mostly accurate, Dumb Money tweaks a few details regarding the hearing. It was Vlad Tenev who accidentally muted himself during the hearing, not Gabe Plotkin.
I'm sorry, you're on mute. You're still on mute. I haven't been able to hear a word you said, unfortunately.
However, the film faithfully recreates Keith Gill's testimony, right down to the red headband hanging on his cat poster. Gill also gifted the screenwriters at least 2 quotable lines.
I'm not a cat. I like the stock.
Although many feared that the game would be stopped, the court ultimately dismissed the lawsuit against Gill in April 2021. Gill left social media shortly after, but what he started continues to change the game. Which stock do you think will be the next GameStop? Share your theories in the comments and maybe start another short squeeze.
Thanks so much for tuning in. I really appreciate it. It's nice to have people tuning in for this.
Did you enjoy this video? Check out these other clips from WatchMojo, and be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.